Namaskaram to everyone, and it's our privilege that Madam Minister, who is normally known as just Smriti, who is many things in one, and today she's the Minister for what India has been, what has been synonymous with India for thousands of years, which is textiles. We mainly want to explore this being a kind of a leadership summit. India as a society is changing more rapidly than any other society on the planet right now. So I'm stressing on the word today, because 5 years ago, what it meant to be a woman and to be a leader in this country and what it means today, in my perception, seems to be completely different. So in your experience of being a woman, which is not by choice, but being a leader and being in politics is by choice, how do these two things fall together? What are the advantages, what are the disadvantages that you face?
I think if I had a choice in terms of my gender, I would choose to be a woman again. And the reason why I say this is because leadership is an inherent skill for women. So when you look at a woman and you say, how are you leading your life? For me, every woman is a leader. We have seen women as an imagery of sacrifice, as an imagery of somebody who conforms, a good woman as somebody who balances everything, does not allow friction to happen. I believe that leadership inherently develops that feminine sense of identifying the strengths and weaknesses of those in your team and then either strengthening them on their journey, or if somebody does not work as a team, be gentle enough to tell them how we as a team benefit, we as a people benefit if we all work together. That is what should be highlighted about women in politics today. That yes, there are issues on which we all come together, but then as individuals there are some issues that drive us away from the crowd and still help us maintain our individuality. And I think that I can say that for not only women but also men.
The fibers of Indian fabric was also the fibers of Indian economy at one time. How are you looking at really leading this in a dynamic way? How are you thinking of changing the dynamics of this sector where still a large segment of our weaving is handloom, and I feel that is the real strength for future.
I think that from a world perspective, when you look at handcrafted goods, as you've rightfully said, India has a legacy that goes behind that cloth. And every weave, every thread has a story that needs to be told. For too long we have told the poverty side of the story. What you speak of is a story of pride. It's a story of human ingenuity. It's a story of a heritage which is extremely rich. And when you speak of the hand-woven cloth or the handcrafted product from India from that perspective, it gets a better market. But the true benefit to the weaver or the artisan comes when they are directly connected to the market. With the advance of technology, as I have said, there are many issues which we look at in terms of bridging that gap between the market and the artisans. So I think that when you speak about handcrafted goods, there's a huge potential there where we need to leverage. The idea behind it is that if you want that premium price, we through platforms ensure that the weaver or the artisan gets that benefit. And once those stories start getting told, the younger generation in the artisan family feels that it's economically viable for them to take that legacy forward. The world market is big enough for every Indian product to compete there and to get lots and lots of rupees in for our Indian enterprises.
If you can give us an impassioned speech about something that really matters to you and for the nation.
Let me just begin from your own vision of Isha Sanskriti. And I know that you speak of technology of inner being. I know that you are helping a lot of, especially youngsters, experience their own economic and other potentials and then reach a zenith. So when I look back at my own life, there are 2-3 things that I thought I want my children to do for themselves if they want to pursue anything in life. And if you pursue certain things as individual, then there will be a social turning or churning as you have envisaged. We begin with Sanskriti, Guruji, but in my opinion, just as a housewife, I think that Samvad is extremely important. Samvad not only with the world, but the first conversation with yourself. Second is Siddhant. It's very easy to preach about principles. It's very easy to talk about it, to discuss it. It's very difficult to live up to it. Third thing that I've done in life is Samanvay. Is have a chat in your team as to what your goal is, be that team at work or at home. The day ends with Samiksha. How much did I learn? Or for that matter, if I do a project, what were the good learnings and the bad learnings? It's very easy to be passionate about a thing. It's very difficult to be centered and calm.